These are some of the best sneakers that you can get for under retail right now. As you probably know, sneaker prices have plummeted. Some of the best sneaker releases of the entire year are currently selling for under retail. Shoes that 2 years ago would have been selling for like $200, $300 over retail, now you can grab for like $20 under what you'd buy them for in the actual store. About a month ago, I did this exact top 10 list, obviously with different sneakers, but you guys really seem to love it. And because there are just so many great sneakers out there selling for under retail, I figured, why not do another one? Now, I definitely recommend checking out that last video too if you're interested, so I'll link it in the description below and at the end of this video if you want to see all of the sneakers that I've talked about so far. But in today's video, I've got a bunch of new picks, some new releases, some older releases, and a bunch of shoes that you would not expect are selling for well under retail. Now, to be fair, one of the comments that I got the most on that video was that not all shoes in all sizes are going for under retail. Obviously, the prices are size dependent, and for some larger sizes, it is harder to find pairs for under retail. That being said, even though in some sizes some of these shoes are not under retail, it doesn't mean that the price that they're reselling for isn't still a steal. So for this video, I found a bunch of pairs of sneakers that should be under retail for anything between like a size 9 to a size 10.5, and even if in a size like 13 they're still a little bit above retail, they're still a good price. But hey, without further ado, let's just dive right into the list. But let's start things off with a couple honorable mentions, and the first pair is the Air Jordan 3 AMAM While You Were Sleeping. So this shoe is the follow-up to the wildly popular AMAM Air Jordan 3s, one of the most popular Air Jordan 3 collabs of all time and one of my favorite shoes of all time. This new colorway of the shoe maintains a lot of what made that collaboration great, like the super high quality materials, the great message, some of the hidden details, and also the quilted sock liner. I really love that. The biggest difference though between this colorway and that colorway is that rather than coming in primarily white, it comes in mostly black. But it's still an incredibly clean and incredibly wearable sneaker. However, for whatever reason, this shoe didn't really sell out. I mean, sure, it's not really available on AMAM's website anymore, but I think that's because they pulled it and not because it actually sold out. I could be wrong about that, but at least the last time I checked, there was like a full size run. But even though this shoe doesn't seem to have a lot of hype behind it, that doesn't mean it's not an amazing sneaker. In fact, this is one of my favorite sneaker releases of the entire year, and because it isn't that hyped up, you can actually grab it right now for just around retail. In fact, in some sizes, mostly smaller sizes, because this is technically a women's shoe, you can grab it for under retail. And actually, if you do want to grab this shoe or any of the other shoes mentioned in today's video, I've made sure to link them through the YouTube shopping tab on your screen. But just to give you an idea of how good the price is on these right now on the resale market, this shoe launched for $250, and you can grab a pair in my size, a size 9 men's, for $260. Now, to be fair, you are going to be paying fees on top of that, but it's a similar price to if you bought this shoe from AMAM and paid shipping and taxes. It's nuts that a collab like this on such a great silhouette sat for so long, and I think it probably will end up releasing on the Sneakers app. I actually got exclusive access on the Sneakers app yesterday. I didn't pull the trigger because I already had a pair. I did, however, buy my wife a pair. That being said, if these do re-release on the Sneakers app again, the price will plummet even more, and I think if you do want to grab a pair of these, now is not a bad time. Another sort of honorable mention is the Kobe 8 Venice Beach. Now, this shoe is pretty difficult to find under retail. I think it's only like 1 or 2 sizes that are under retail, but you can find pairs of these right now for like $20 to $30 over retail. But the reason I bring this shoe up is because I'm actually giving away this exact pair on Mamba Day on Whatnot, and you guys can check that out through the link in the top of the description below. Basically, I'm live streaming at 1 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday, August 24th. I don't know exactly when this video is going live, but it's either tomorrow or today. And I'm giving this shoe away as well as some socks and also selling some sneakers from my collection. So if you guys want to check that out, use the link in the top of the description below to sign up for Whatnot. You get $15 towards your first purchase, and hopefully I get to hang out with you guys on my live stream. The next honorable mention is the Adidas YEEZY 350 V2 Carbon Beluga. Now, like I said in the last video, a bunch of Yeezys are currently available for well under retail, both on resale sites and on Adidas's confirmed app. I just picked the Carbon Beluga because on StockX it was going for like $150 when the shoe usually retails for like $230. And even with fees, it's like $180, and so you're still paying like $50 under retail. It's wild. And while I understand not everyone is down with 350s anymore, it's still worth checking out StockX and even the Adidas confirmed app to see what they have available. Maybe they're on the Adidas app now, actually. But I mean, look at this. Like, you've got Yeezy Quantums for $88. That's unbelievable. And while the Yeezy Quantum's not like the best shoe in the world, for $88, I mean, shoot, it's 60% off. They were usually $250. Now, sure, on the Adidas app, most pairs are gone by this point because all the great pairs have already been bought up. But I mean, you've got 450s for $63. Wild. That's even cheaper than the last time I made this video. Well, even though they don't have any slides or foam runners on the Adidas app, you can grab them on StockX for basically retail, which is what I'm going to do right after this video because a lot of my slides have actually shrunk in the sun. Didn't realize that was a thing. Maybe I'll make a TikTok on it or something. Follow me on TikTok at @RealSethFowler. But yeah, there's so many Yeezys available for sale right now. It's wild. So if you guys want to check any of them out, YouTube shopping tab on your screen or through the Adidas app. I was gonna say confirmed app, but it is the Adidas app. They're not in the confirmed app anymore. And the final honorable mention is the New Balance 2002R. So in certain colorways, like this beige colorway, this shoe is available on sale right now at Foot Locker for $99, which is wild because it's a popular silhouette that usually sells for $145. I actually just did a top 10 video on the best New Balances that you can grab in store right now, and the 2002R was pretty high on the list. And I think if you want a pair and you haven't grabbed a pair yet, now is probably the time to do it because 99 bucks, not a bad price. I mean, the 2002R is comfortable, it's clean, in this beige colorway, it's a pretty decent look, and I definitely recommend checking it out. And according to Foot Locker, because my math is not great, it's 31% off right now, which is not bad. But let's dive into the actual top 10 list with number 10, the Air Jordan 1 Lucky Green. So this shoe actually dropped in April of 2023, and I forgot to mention it in my last video, but this deal is almost unbeatable. So this is an Air Jordan 1 High that comes in a Celtics-inspired colorway. Well, not exactly. It's the time that Michael Jordan just destroyed the Celtics in the playoffs. That's what it's inspired by. But it's basically a black toe one with green accents instead of red accents, and it's one of the cleaner shoes that Jordan Brand has dropped in a while because it's not an OG, but it's definitely a classic pair at once. And sure, if you're a Celtics fan, it's not a bad shoe to get. I mean, they just won the championship. You gotta give them some credit, but yeah, no, it's a fire shoe. So this shoe's original retail price was $180, and it's currently sitting on StockX right now in almost every single men's size for under retail. In a size 9, it's $137. I actually did a full review on this shoe, and if you guys want to check that out, there will be a link at the top of the screen. Number 9, the Nike SB Dunk Low Olympic. We finally done it. We finally gotten to a point where Nike SB Dunk Lows don't sell out anymore. In fact, yesterday I was filming a video in Philly with Harrison Neville. Stay tuned for that. The video is gonna be crazy. But there was 3 pairs of Nike SB Dunk Lows, or 3 different colorways of Nike SB Dunk Lows, sitting in a skate shop on South Street, and they had a full size run of every colorway. I mean, just a couple months ago, every Nike SB Dunk Low was selling, but now you can grab pretty much any of the new non-collaboration ones for under retail. Now, to be fair, you're not going to get these shoes for like $50 under retail because they are a $125 shoe. But I mean, shoot, you can get them for like 20 bucks under retail. In the case of this shoe, you're getting it for $10 under retail. And for a shoe that a couple months ago would have completely sold out, it's a pretty good deal. And like I said, it's not just this colorway. I think this colorway is pretty clean, but there was also a couple other pairs of Nike SB Dunk Lows that dropped around the same time that are all going for under retail too. So if you're a skater and you've been wanting to grab Nike SB Dunk Lows for a while and just haven't been able to because they keep selling out, now is the time. Or if you just like rocking Nike SB Dunk Lows, they're great shoes and you can finally grab them for retail or below. Number 8, the Air Jordan 6 Olympic. So I actually recently just grabbed this pair from the sneakers app for full retail, $200. And I think I even said it in the unboxing video, I think I'm gonna return this pair and then hopefully stumble across it in the Nike outlet. And at the time, I wasn't 100% sure that that was gonna happen because the shoe had just released. But looking at the prices of it now, that's probably gonna happen. So this shoe is still sitting at Nike and still on Foot Locker's website for full retail, but you can grab a pair on StockX right now for $159. And even with fees and shipping, you're still saving like 20 bucks. I know the Olympic 6s aren't an OG colorway of the Air Jordan 6, but this colorway is so clean, so wearable. It's still one of those classic Air Jordan 6 colorways. If you want a pair of 6s, this is a great way to go. And for $159, might be worth a pickup. I genuinely do love this shoe, and I really am planning to try and find it at the Nike outlet. And if I can't find it at the Nike outlet, I'll grab it off StockX because I kind of want it. Plus, the packaging for this shoe is pretty cool. It's got like glossy fireworks on the outside. It reminds me of why I liked Air Jordan 6s, because for a while I went through a phase where I was like, nah, unless it's a Carmine, I don't want it. But now I might be back on my 6 game. I don't know. Number 7, the New Balance 1906R in white metallic gold. So I know I already mentioned that New Balance top 10 list that I put out a couple weeks ago, but this shoe was at the very top of that list, this exact colorway. It's a $155 pair of New Balance sneakers, and you can grab it on StockX right now for $119. Let me also just say too, because I feel like people are gonna start commenting this is not a StockX sponsored video at all. If anything, it's closer to a Whatnot sponsored video, because I've got that Whatnot link in the description below. But yeah, they didn't pay me for this. I'm just telling you about great deals, and a lot of them just happen to be on StockX. That being said, the 1906R is an excellent all-around pair of New Balances. The name of the shoe is inspired by the year that New Balance was founded, 1906. The R means reimagined. Apparently it's a new version of the shoe. I think it means reimagined. It could mean something else. I don't know, but the R just means it's the new updated version of the sneaker. It looks great. It's very comfortable on feet. It fits with that 2000s running sneaker trend, which is huge right now. I think the 1906R is one of the best shoes that New Balance has put out in a long time. And for basically like $35 under retail, at least in my size, and after fees maybe like $20 under retail, it's a pickup. And I really dig that white and black colorway. I think it's super clean. I own the ALDs too, and I wear those more just because I'm a hype beast, I'm not gonna lie to you, but these definitely deserve a place in the rotation. Number 6, the Air Jordan 1 Low Black Toe. So this shoe released near the end of last year, and in my opinion was one of the best releases of 2023. It's essentially a classic OG Air Jordan 1 colorway on a pair of Air Jordan 1 Lows, and the Air Jordan 1 Low over the last year or two has been more popular than the Air Jordan 1 High, I guess because People just think of it as more of a summer shoe, more of a more wearable sneaker because you don't have that high ankle area, which doesn't always work great with shorts. But genuinely, as an Air Jordan 1 fan, the fact that this shoe not only didn't really fully sell out, but is also currently selling for like $20 under retail on StockX blows my mind. The shoe retailed for 140 bucks. You can grab a pair right now for like 120, 125 depending on your size. Let me check the more expensive sizes. I mean, if you look at the bigger sizes right now, size 13, you can grab a pair for 113. That's almost $30 under retail. It's an OG Air Jordan 1 colorway on a great, very wearable silhouette. It's black and red. You can't do much better than that. I just don't understand why the hype is not there for this shoe. Sure, the Jordan 1 is not as popular as it used to be. Fine, I get that. Maybe only Travis's sell out at the moment, but this shoe, I can't get over it. And I just think that if you don't grab it, you're missing out. It's a great summer shoe. I get that the summer's almost over, but you can also rock it as a winter shoe or a fall shoe because you just throw on long pants and it works great with those too. In fact, with long pants, you can't even tell if it's a low or a high. So it's very versatile. If you're a Jordan fan and want a classic pair of Air Jordan 1s in low top form, this is the way to go, especially for the price. You can't beat it. Number 5, the Adidas A1 Ascent. So Adidas and Anthony Edwards have struck gold with the AE1. It's just one of the best basketball sneakers out there. It looks amazing, it feels good on feet, it's a great performance shoe on court, and just the hype is there for this shoe. And literally up until about a month ago, every single colorway of this shoe was completely selling out. I mean, even now, it's not easy to find a pair of these in store for retail. I mean, it's just straight up not. But for some reason, the Ascent colorway, this MX gray black colorway, which just released like a month ago, is selling for under retail on resale sites. I mean, the shoe already retails for a great price, 120 bucks, but you can buy pairs right now on StockX for like $95. What? Even the Mural colorway is under retail. So a couple weeks after the Ascent colorway released, the Mural colorway released, and this is probably my favorite pair of AE1s to release so far. It's beautiful. It's the AE1 low in like this Miami pink color. I've worn it pretty decent amount. It retailed for $110, but apparently you can grab it right now on resale sites for like $95. Now, to be fair, after fees, you are probably going to be paying around retail or maybe a bit above, so it's not really under retail, but apparently you can just find pairs of AE1s, both in the low top and high top variant, for under retail on resale sites. I love this shoe. If you like the way it looks and you haven't grabbed a pair, I recommend it. It's awesome. But yeah, for some reason, the AE1 Ascent colorway, which I don't even think is one of the worst colorways of the line, I think there are some other colorways that are way worse than this. In fact, I think it's actually a pretty clean colorway. It's going for under retail online. And if you're looking for a new ball shoe or you've been interested in trying out the AE1 line, this is a great way to go. Number 4, the Air Jordan 11 Diffused Blue. This shoe literally just released. I mean, like last weekend. It dropped for $190 and is honestly one of the cleaner Air Jordan 11 low colorways that are not an OG colorway. I mean, you got the white ballistic nylon, you've got the white midsole, you've got the cream outsole, and then you've got this really nice sort of grayish blue patent leather. Super clean, super wearable. I love the Air Jordan 11 low. More comfortable than you would think. It dropped for $190. It's still sitting in store, so if you want to pay retail for it, you can. But instead of that, I would suggest grabbing it online because in a size 9, you can grab it for $150, which is basically $40 off of retail. In fact, looking at all the different sizes, it's basically the exact same price for every size except for a size 17. Genuinely an incredibly clean sneaker. I also did a full review for this shoe. If you guys want to check that out, there will be a link at the top of the screen, but I just don't understand why this shoe didn't move like that. Like, I really thought this shoe would fly, but apparently not. This honestly could be another Nike outlet pickup for me because I did grab a pair and I did spend like $300 on it to get it early and now I could have grabbed it for half of that. Literally. I don't know. I think it's a great summer shoe. I just really don't understand why there's no hype on this sneaker. I just really dig the color blocking and the colors used on this shoe. Let me know what you guys think of this shoe in the comment section down below. This one genuinely surprised me, especially because all of the other Air Jordan 11s that have released over the last year or so have sold out. Of course, some of them are going for under retail right now, but that's like 6 months after they released and everyone got pairs and then returned pairs and all sort of good stuff. This pair was going for under retail like right after it dropped. Number 3, the New Balance 9060 in Rain Cloud Gray. Another appearance from the top 10 New Balance list video that I just keep mentioning. This shoe is one of the most popular pairs of New Balances out there right now. In fact, whenever you walk around a mall, most people who are wearing New Balances are wearing this. This shoe is a mashup between two different lines of sneakers, predominantly the 9060 line, and you can definitely see some of that inspiration on the upper of the shoe. The sculpting of the midsole, however, is all new and looks pretty wild and pretty interesting. I really like some of the Joe Freshgoods collabs that have happened on this shoe. I think those are fire. But a very comfortable and very good looking shoe and surprisingly high quality. Now, it's definitely a lifestyle sneaker. I wouldn't run in this shoe, But for a lifestyle shoe, a retail price of $150 is not unreasonable. However, online right now you can find pairs of these in this exact color for $130. That's $20 off, not including fees. Obviously after fees it's going to be closer to retail, but still, that means you could probably get this shoe cheaper than if you were to walk into your local Foot Locker and buy it there and have to pay tax. And again, this is one of those shoes that in every size it's going for around the same price. No matter if you're a size 13 or a size 7, it doesn't matter. You can grab a pair of these for around $130. Just a great all-around everyday shoe, one that I definitely recommend picking up, and if you can grab it for under retail, even better. Number 2, the Air Jordan 4 SE Craft in medium olive. So over the last 2 years, Jordan 4s have been almost unstoppable in popularity. Every single colorway of the shoe up until a couple months ago would completely sell out. In fact, this colorway of the 4s actually completely sold out when it dropped, but for some reason now, a couple months after release, or maybe 6 months after release, this shoe is selling for well under retail. I'm lying, it wasn't 6 months ago, it was November 18th, 2023, so it was like 9 months ago. I mean, sure, it's not an OG colorway of the Air Jordan 4, the paneling on the upper of the shoe is a little bit different, but it's still a very clean green, sort of army forest green Air Jordan 4 with suedes and leathers that might actually make it look more premium than it actually is. So when this shoe first dropped, it retailed for $210. However, you can grab a pair in a size 9 right now for $150. That's like $60 off. It's wild. The only 2 other pairs of Air Jordan 4s that I could think of that are even close to that price that have released recently are the Vivid Sulfur 4s and the Oxidized Green 4s. Both surprisingly clean colorways that for some reason just didn't hit. Same thing with this shoe, great looking sneaker, but just apparently people don't want it right now. And it's not that people don't want it because it's a bad shoe, it's they don't want it because it's not hyped up. And I think for a lot of sneakerheads out there, that was kind of their main motivation. They only wanted hyped sneakers. But as someone who just loves sneakers because they're sneakers, and if you're watching this video, it's probably you too, it's a great shoe, and for a price like that, it's kind of hard to pass up on. I mean, it's honestly got kind of an Undefeated 4 vibe to it. It's a clean look. Number 1, the Air Jordan 3 Cement Gray. This shoe hasn't even dropped yet. It drops at the end of the month, and it's selling for under retail online right now. It's wild. So obviously this shoe is not an OG colorway, and that might be one of the reasons why this shoe is not as popular as it could have been. However, it does look a lot like a pair of white cement 3s or even fire red 3s with gray accents instead of red accents. I mean, you really can't go wrong with a white pair of 3s, or black pair of 3s for that matter. The AMAM 3s that we talked about earlier, still blown away that those didn't completely sell out. This shoe sure might be a bit more understandable because it's not a collab or an OG colorway, but come on, it's clean. You've got a primarily tumbled white leather upper accented by dark elephant print around the heel and toe and also the eye stays of the sneaker. You've got this really nice medium gray midsole, which is very clean, and then you've got this really nice red hit on the tongue with the Jumpman. I mean, it's a classic looking pair of Air Jordan 3s. But what's wild to me is not so much that the shoe is going for under retail a week before it releases, but how much it's going for under retail. So the shoe is going to retail for $200 when it drops on August 31st, but right now you can grab this pair for $180 before it even releases, which of course means the shoe is going to probably drop in price even more once it actually drops and everyone grabs pairs. So I would expect the shoe to drop to like $150 once it releases and probably be pretty easy to find at the outlets after release, but still, man, if you want a pair of these early, well, okay, it probably won't get to you in time because you have to get it shipped to you and stuff like that, but still, $180. Even if you buy it now, you're getting it for under retail. You're getting it for a good deal. The Air Jordan 1 is by far my favorite silhouette the Jordan brand makes, but the Air Jordan 3 is a close number 2. So for me, not grabbing a pair of these is going to be tough. I'm probably going to walk into the Nike outlet, see it, probably for full retail, and still buy it because I like the shoe that much. But hey, those are some of the best sneakers that you can find for under retail right now. Let me know in the comment section down below if you want to see more videos like this. Also, if you feel like I missed any shoes that are currently selling for well under retail online. Let me know all of those thoughts and comments in the comment section down below. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.